Welcome back to another Technique Tuesday. I'm A-hole Joanna Bronson, and I'm so excited to share with you our tips and tricks to help you along your journey. So today I'm going to share with you a video that I shot on my first day back to set for SWAT. I had so much fun with this team and I learned so much, and I prepped a lot because I wanted to be ready and I didn't want to have any doubt in my mind that I was ready for what was coming. The scene that I was preparing had a lot to do with a mother losing her child. So I did a lot of work because I knew as soon as I got to work, I was going to have to get straight to it. So I hope you enjoy. I hope this is helpful to you. Check out the video, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
Hey everyone, this is A-hole Joanna Bronson, and this is the second part of my first day back on SWAT for CBS. I learned a lot today. A lot of my scenes this time around are very emotional, very heavy, and I needed to remember to take time for myself to be ready. Like, I did the work, I did the homework, and you don't have to dive so heavy into it while you're on set, but you want to make sure that you give yourself the time. This morning, as soon as I arrived to set, it was crazy. I didn't know that once a week that they shoot 2 episodes at a time. So they have multiple people running in and out of hair and makeup, and it's really a fast turnover. So they got me ready, they got me to set, and it was like go time. So I had to be centered. The whole time I was in hair and makeup, I pretty much focused on like doing introductions, get to know everyone you can, and then on my headphones listening to the soundtrack that I put together for this character, listening to some verbal things that I put on tape on my phone as well to listen to remind me of this current situation and get involved with my backstory about me and my son and why this is so important to me. And when it comes to backstory, I don't just do imaginary worlds. I also put in some method into that to almost see the future version of myself with a kid. What does that feel like? What does that look like? What would be if I could have it all my way? What does that look like? And really sitting and feeling that be true for me. And I've had a lot of good emotional upheavals because of it. So I was able to stay in it. I had 15-20 minute transport to set, so I used that time mostly because to just like chill, because when you're traveling to set, I'm with other lead actors who are series regulars, and I do want to hear what their input is. And they a couple of them remembered me from the last time I was on set, and like wanted to know what was going on, what I did for the holidays, and it was really cool, and it was really great that they remembered me. But in the back of my head, I was like, all right, as soon as you get to set, shut it down a little bit. You have to take time to really be there, because I'm the one who's supposed to be near tears the moment we roll action. So but everybody was so gracious. It's really a great set. I'm very blessed to be a part of this production. And some other lessons from the day, I would say, also again, taking time. After my first scene, I wasn't until the last shot. So I have a whole day on set again, and it was raining and it was cold, but I was like, you know what? Once again, the PA was like, hey, you want to go back to base camp? I'm like, no, is it cool if I chill? But I asked if it was okay, because last time it was very spread out. It was warm outside and everybody was kind of like good, but everyone's huddled in the tents. And I'm like, you know what? If there's not room, I understand. I will get out of your way. I will go to base camp and just chill until you need me. And so he actually did me a courtesy and asked, and they said it was cool. So I got to watch the monitors. I watched a new director and a writer today work together on set, which was great because they work completely different than the last episode that I worked on. And it was interesting. They were more independent of each other, but relied on each other when they needed to negotiate things. And then it was like, oh no, they're off both doing their own things, owning it, running it, and then coming back to each other. So it was really interesting to watch. And once again, with the 3 cameras on set, seeing all the different crews work together, it was amazing. And then like midday, 3 new actors came in because they were shooting a scene that's in between 2 of my scenes. And I had never met them before, and I made 3 new friends, essentially. When you're on set, when we say friends, there's some people that stick with you, and then there's some people who become Instagram friends. But it's great because, just sitting with them for those 4 hours, I learned so much about them, their past, the classes that they take in LA that worked for them, the way they got into the industry. Every single one of them was completely different, from different backstories. One had been here 18 years, the other one had been 7, and the other guy, it was his first SAG project in LA, and it's his first year here, and he was just so stoked to be there. But all 4 of us just had a great time chatting and learning about each other. So and we philosophized about the industry, and it was just such a great conversation. So definitely stay on set if you can. Midday, about 2 o'clock, I had to be back on set at 4, ready to go. And around 2, it's getting really cold, and I was like, I should probably go back, get warm, make sure I'm not getting sick, take care of myself, meditate, and then start jumping back into my script and like reviewing my notes and all the details that I do, because I like to do that right before I go back to set. I reread, the most important points to me, the things that pull my heartstrings to get me to where I need to be, because everyone's different. So like first I'll read it out loud, and then I'll read it to myself, and then I'll go to audio music tracks that I've put together in a list on Pandora, and I'll sit with that for a while. And as soon as I got to set, because they rushed us back on, and this was even faster, like I literally left base camp at 4. I got to set at 4:20, and by the time they mic'd me and got everything moving again, I didn't have any time between leaving base camp to getting to set, to rehearsal, to going right into 4 takes of me crying and with my son. So, and luckily while I was in the bus, the first going to set, once again, the lead actors were talking to me, and there was a new character that I'll be working with more on a different day, but this one, she's just kind of in the background, and we're supposed to talk more on the next day. And, I felt bad because I was already on my zone. I had my headphones in, and they were introducing each other to each other, and they were talking. And so I was semi into the conversation, but then, luckily the lead actor saw, and he's like, oh, you're getting in it. And I'm like, thank you so much. I kept talking with him, realizing that it actually worked better to talk to him, because he was talking about his daughter and their relationship and how much it means to him and all these things. And the more connected I felt with him, it was interesting, the more I felt connected to the work, because you do need people. You can't just be in your work all the time, because the scene, just like on stage, it's not about you, it's about everybody in the scene. And once I got to the scene, I had my headphones on, I listened to it during my tracks during rehearsal, and as soon as I walked into the house for them to call action, it's just like everything came together. And as I walked out of the door to see my son, that actor was standing behind my son, and we locked eyes, and for a second, everything flowed out of me that I had already worked on. It was already there, and I just needed that last piece of human connection. And then I saw my son, and I was so proud of myself. He did great too. The kid, oh my God, Justice Song, watch him. He is amazing. He is this kid who just on every cue was crying and there and connected with me, and he's such a great kid too. But every time I've worked with him, I'm just amazed. And so with him, I was so every take they just started knocking out. It's the last shot of the day, and it's raining. It's coming down, and you can feel it. Everybody's ready to go home, but I could feel it stop because we were having such a great moment. He and I, we connected, we cried. The series regulars walked off camera and then cut back to 1, and we just knocked it out in 4 takes every single time, completely connected, and it was such an amazing experience. And I'm so glad that I got to share that with him and with the other actors. And right after, the woman that I told you who was in the van that I didn't get to talk to on the way to set, I walked right up to her. I'm like, hey, my name is Joanna Bronson. I'm so sorry we couldn't talk earlier, but it's really great to meet you. I'm so excited to work with you the next day, which I am. And she did great. It was really cool because I was able to use her in the scene too. I was connecting with her when she looked at me, and I just started crying. And it was amazing, because you need people. I guess that is a long way of me telling you need people. So the work is there. You did your homework. Stay centered. Use the people around you and enjoy it. Have fun. I had so much fun today. I'm so blessed, guys. I hope this is helpful to you. Like we always say here at A-Hole Productions, all that we ask is you share the information, because there's more than enough work for all of us, and I hope you keep creating. I'll see you next time.